This story begins with a king. Now, he was a very strong king. He was a very powerful king. But he was a very unhappy king. And the reason why he was unhappy was because his 3 sons were always fighting. They would fight in the morning, in the afternoon, in the middle of the night. The poor king could find no peace because the palace was filled with the sound of these 3 princes fighting. One day, the king had enough, and he called the 3 boys into the palace to find out what was going on. He asked them, "Why are you fighting?" The first of the princes stepped forward and said, "Because I am." The second one said, "I am." The third one said, "No, I am." The king asked, "What?" And the 3 replied in unison, "The strongest." The king said, "I will set you a challenge for each of you. We will see which of the 3 of you truly is the strongest." The first one smiled and said, "It's me." The second one smiled and said, "It's me." The third one smiled and said, "It's me." And the king said, "I will decide." His instructions were clear and his instructions were simple. Each of the princes must go outside of the palace to the tree at the end of the garden. They must each snap 1 stick and bring it back into the palace. That was all. Off they went. They rushed down to the end of the garden. They climbed up in the tree. They snapped a stick each and they ran back to their father, the king. He asked the first of the princes, "Please snap the stick." Easy. The prince took it in his hand and with one simple movement, broke it in 2. He repeated the same instruction for the second prince, who did the same thing. With both his hands, he snapped the stick into 2 separate pieces. When the king looked at the third prince, he had already placed it between his teeth and broken the stick. The king nodded. "Very good, very good. This time, however, go outside to the tree at the end of the garden. Instead of picking 1 stick each, pick 3. Tie them together and bring them back." They did it. They rushed down to the end of the garden and each of the princes took 3 sticks each. They tied them together and came back to the king. He repeated the same instruction. Break the sticks. This time, however, the outcome was a bit different. The first prince tried with all of his might. He tried and tried, but as hard as he tried, the sticks just wouldn't break. The second prince stepped forward and he did the same. He placed them on his knee and with all of his might, he was pushing his weight down. He was trying, but he couldn't break them either. The third prince placed the 3 of them between his teeth. And he tried with all of his might to snap the sticks, but nothing. They bowed their heads before the king and they said, "I suppose none of us are the strongest." And the king shook his head. He said, "My sons, you are like the sticks. When you are on your own, you're a little bit strong, but you can be broken easily. When the 3 of you are together, like the 3 sticks, however hard you try, nobody can break you." So the answer to your question, which of you is the strongest, lies in these 3 sticks. On their own, but together. The princes did not say a word. They left the palace. The next morning when the king woke up, expecting to hear the sound of fighting echoing through the halls, he was greeted with silence. And when he walked out onto his balcony and looked down, he saw sitting beneath the tree, huddled together, were his 3 sons, the 3 princes. And as he watched them from up on the balcony, he smiled, because as they sat together that closely, they reminded him of those 3 sticks tied together.